Hello YouTube, this is Agon Games, Gabriel from Agon Games 69, signing on for a video game review, yes. Tonight's review, but before I begin, I am getting way ahead of myself already. We are just getting rambunctious, I say. First, look, today's Friday. You had known, Friday, March 9th, 2012, and I am dressed up for Gentleman Fridays. Yes indeed it is. And I've got some music, some BlazBlue, Calamity Trigger, Rebellion, Ragnar's theme. So yeah, and why else would I have someone's theme unless I was going to be doing a review that related to that song? And obviously, I already set it, so here it is. You can see it right here. Yes, BlazBlue Calamity Trigger. Some people might say it's BlazBlue, but you know something? The game disagrees. They don't think that their spelling there really matters. They'll say whatever they want, and you agree with their crazy Asianness. Because when you've got guys with guns that are bullets, that doesn't make swords that are also guns. That made more sense. Yes it did. And then you got guys doing all sorts of crazy stuff. They can call it whatever they want. Yes, they can. This game is definitely crazy. It is definitely a 2D high-resolution fighting brilliance. Indeed, I say so myself. The fighting mechanics themselves in general are quite fun indeed. I'd give them an A. Yes, an A for awesome. The story, I'd give that story itself, at least Ragnar's story, an A-ish, maybe a B for could be better. Not quite as awesome as the mechanics. Yes, and I'll say because there's times when you're just reading dialogue and I feel like that's lazy. And granted, they're talking at times, but at other times it's just like I didn't come and buy this game to read a book. I came here to see some awesome action. Granted, I like the cartoon parts, like the anime pictures, but they don't even move. And that's the part that I was hoping for. I thought they were going to be the cinematics were going to be them moving around, but it wasn't. No, it was just a picture and dialogue, and I was like, what? That doesn't make any sense. That's just lazy. It's like you couldn't take the time to make a cinematic anime scene, because that would have been cool. I mean, you could have easily just used the sprites that you use in gameplay and then just configure them to do really cool stuff. I don't know. And also, there's just like not everybody has a story, but there's some people who I wish didn't have a story, like that stupid cat lady. I haven't played this game in a while because I guess I've lost interest in it, or more so, I'm just not in the mood. And if I'm not in the mood, I won't play the game. But then if I'm in the mood, maybe I'll get in the mood to play fighting games. Because this is like the only fighting game I have. So if I get in the mood to play a crazy fighting game, which now that I'm talking about it, I might. But then I have a feeling that if I do, I'll play it for like 5 minutes and be like, I'm done. I'm playing Call of Duty again. Which, by the way, I'm now going back and playing World at War. Because, for one, I don't feel like playing Modern Warfare 2 because it's just ridiculous. And World at War took us back to a simpler time. But this is not about Call of Duty. This is about BlazBlue, Calamity Trigger. So, yes, back to the whole story aspect. I thought the stories themselves, like the actual content, was interesting. Here, let me change to another song. I don't even know. I'm just gonna pick up the first one. It says something about Lust, Sin, Jin's theme. Jin was pretty cool. He's kind of cool with all the ice and all that stuff. And there's just, that brings me to that point that, like, there is, in every fighter's style is very unique in its own self. So it kind of, makes for a unique play because you don't play one character like another, and no character is really a copy of another, which is cool in that respect. And there might not be a lot of fighters, but they're all really cool. Though I don't get why they call each match a rebel. Like they say Rebel 1, and I don't get that. I really don't. I don't understand why that. I mean, is it some old English Victorian term that they just don't use anymore? I don't know. But it's interesting. It's different. So I guess that you gotta give that to them. But I mean, it's cool that I liked it because it's like when you play it, it's like they're cartoons, and that's really cool. And like they have the cartoon style, and so it feels more like you're in an anime instead of like. I guess it would be actually easier to make that instead of making something like Mortal Kombat, or you know, where they have to make like the CG all night, trying to make it look more humanistic and real, but actually just looks horrible still. And it's like, at least with this, they're cartoons and they look absurd, but that's cool. I like that kind of stuff for the most part, to an extent. When everybody's doing it, it just feels like, hey, let's all just make a bunch of crazy stuff. Just because it's crazy and, you know, wild doesn't make it like unique and cool. I mean, Ragnar's definitely a guy who you could say that got inspiration from like Cloud from Final Fantasy. I mean, come on, he's got a big weapon, spiky hair. No, he never gets to be with anyone. I mean, he kind of has that loner feel. Yeah, so I don't know. I feel like the story, they try to like do too much like what anime does and have all this like just stupid side stuff. They felt like it really did. I don't know. From the small story that it had, it just sometimes felt like it was just not going anywhere. I don't know. I personally wish there would have been more, you know, cinematic scenes, like actual scenes where they're moving and not just have the person there talking and you know who's talking. That kind of was a bit boring on that respect. And just, I don't know. I wish there would have been more engagement in that. I mean, I like the whole just, you know, the arcade in itself. I just wish that for the stories in fighter games always seem to lack. There just isn't a good fighter game that has a good story. I guess you don't buy the fighter games for the story. So, you know, I guess that you know, in that respect, you know, yeah, I don't even know what to say. I just have nothing to say about it. I'm just looking back, trying to think of things to say. I like the simplicity and the fact that I don't have to do a 10-button combo to do a stupid move. I like the swiftness of it all, and the fact that to make it even better, I can like use the right analog stick for like configured combos, so that it like allows me to look really cool, and I can do it with a lot of simplicity. So I can be like, you know, down on the bottom stick and then left and bam bam crazy. Granted, Ragnar's like my favorite. I mean, Ragnar's an easy favorite, so it's kind of like sometimes you feel kind of naughty for liking that guy who just is so good, because you know everyone is going to be using Ragnar. But, you know, there's other characters that are just like, wow, why would I even use that? Like, that one glob thing, I don't know. Sometimes I'm just like, what the heck? I guess that just goes to the whole, like, their different, more unique playing style. So, there's that, maybe. I don't know. Maybe it's just, I just don't like those playing styles. They're too unique. I'm sure that to a advanced player who knows what they're doing, those guys can be really good and be devastating, but to me, I just find it absurd. I don't like playing. I dabble with the advanced techniques and things of that nature. You know, the advanced players. But in all reality, I'm more of a traditionalist, one that sticks with the simplicity. I like simplicity above, you know, elaborate. You know, because it gets confusing. But regardless, I like it. I'd say I'd give it a B. A solid B. Yes. I haven't played online, but I usually don't play online with those games because the fact that those games rely so heavily on like the split second, and you know, I don't know, it's just the concept of online fighter games just get to me. I just like playing on fighter games with another person on the couch and just duking it out. But enough of this rambling. This is Gabriel from Aegon Games signing off. Have a good weekend. Boop.